So The Last of Us Season 2 Episode 3 just came out, and I was actually pleasantly surprised. I actually thought it was really good considering Joel just died. Sorry to remind you, but yeah, let's just get into it. We actually open with the aftermath of the Jackson attack, with Tommy just going over to Joel and sitting by his dead body, tidying it up really, and saying goodbye to him one last time. I thought it was really well done, and it was quite emotional. We then cut to Ellie screaming her lungs out in the hospital, obviously suffering with some PTSD as she literally just saw her father figure get his brains bashed out. Sorry, no, wait, that's the game. He was stabbed, my bad. And then we cut to the intro, and there's actually a subtle change. I didn't know if they'd do it or not, but instead of two people standing next to each other at the beginning, there's one, which is it's just a bit sad. And then we cut to 3 months later. Ellie's actually still in the hospital recovering. It must have taken a while. And the doctors are giving her some final checks before releasing her, and Ellie seems to be acting like she doesn't care, which obviously I get. She wants to get out, and while she's obviously tough, I don't fully get it. In the game, she was very angry and wasn't afraid to show it. But here, she's just hiding it, which I know she's trying to be tough, but like it just doesn't make sense. I really feel like she'd be pissed like she was in the game. And also Bella Ramsey trying to act like a teenager. I know she's actually older than a teenager, but I'm just going to say it again, it doesn't work. It just seems weird. Like she was trying to be edgy, or she's not trying to be edgy. They're trying to make the character, she just can't play that type of character well. Anyway, I digress. Ellie then goes to visit Joel's house and just has a little cry looking at his stuff, which I thought was a really nice scene. It was actually very well done. I'm quite emotional if I don't say so myself. Dina then shows up and tells Ellie she knows the names of Abby's group and where they're from. Obviously, Ellie's pissed because she would want to know that. And she's withheld the info for months. And she tells her they're called the Wolves and they're from Seattle. After this, Ellie and Dina go to tell Tommy, and they say that they should go after the group, but Tommy's unsure whether they should go or not, and he says they should open it up to the council. We then cut to a group of Sephirites, who were like the wild people in Seattle from the game, which I thought was a little early, actually. I didn't think we'd see them now, but I guess they're building up the story for them. I don't know how much screen time they're going to get, but yeah. As we see them trying to hide from a group of wolves. We then cut back to Ellie trying to punch a boxing bag, and I'm sorry I'm nitpicking, it's just the way she punches it is so funny. It's not a big deal. I just thought it was funny how it looked. We then cut to the council meeting, and I guess the community seems to be against going after the people that killed Joel, but Seth felt like a redemption arc, I guess, because he decides to be the only one to stand up for Joel and say they should go after them. He's the homophobic guy from the first episode, by the way. Ellie gives her speech about justice for Joel, saying it's not about revenge, but come on, we played the second game. We know what it's about. It was very heavily, that was like the main theme of the game. Anyway, but I guess the council are just a bunch of dicks because they decided not to do it. Like, okay, fuck you then. And I don't know why this therapist is so prominent now, because she was in the beginning of the episode as well, but Tommy goes to talk to her after the council meeting about being worried for Ellie, and she says something. It doesn't really matter. We cut to later that day, and Ellie's getting ready to leave, all on her lonesome, defying the council. But not before Dina says she's going to come too. And I guess Seth is still in his redemption arc as he helps Ellie and Dina leave with a horse and a new gun. Wow. Also, I'm surprised they changed it up from Tommy leaving first. It would seem out of character for him not to go after Abby's group, but they seem to be going in a different direction with him from in the game. I'm not sure why, but we'll see where it goes. So I'm hoping he will join Ellie and Dina later, because that was a main aspect of the game, and it just wouldn't be right if he wasn't there. Like, come on, Tommy would not let what happened to Joel slide. And just while they're leaving, Ellie and Dina visit Joel's grave before they properly set off. And I do think it was really nice that Ellie left some coffee beans for him. It was just a sweet scene, you know? And then we get a montage of Ellie and Dina as they make their way to Seattle. And side note, the visuals are absolutely incredible. Like, wow. And we also see Ellie and Dina camping and stuff on the way to Seattle, which wasn't in the game, and I liked it. It was a nice extra detail to help build their relationship. As they're approaching Seattle, Ellie and Dina stumble across the Sephirites we actually saw earlier in the episode, but they're all dead. So I think we can take a guess as to who did that. But from what I remember in the game playing as Abby, the Sephirites aren't the best bunch themselves, so it's fine. And we end off with Ellie and Dina making it to Seattle, but not without seeing the wolves with some fuck-ass tanks and a big old army, you know. Have to get that in. So they kind of seem a bit more scary than in the game. Okay, the likes. This episode I actually really enjoyed. I really enjoyed the opening scene with Tommy saying goodbye to Joel as he's kind of just tidying up his body. I thought that was pretty emotional. And I also thought the scene with Ellie going into Joel's house and just looking around was also really sad. I thought it was really well done and it conveyed the emotion great. Also, if there's one thing this show does right, it's the visuals. The montage of Ellie and Dina making their way to Seattle was fucking incredible. It looked so good. I also liked how we did just see a bit more of them traveling. Like, we kind of just pick up with them very close to Seattle in the game, and it wasn't a huge amount, but I appreciated it. And I liked the building of Ellie and Dina's relationship, with a small caveat I'll get into. Again, I'm really a fan of Dina's character. I liked her in the game, and I think the casting was great here. Isabella Merced seems to play her perfectly. Okay, dislikes. So there is a few, but I mean, they're not big ones. My main gripe really is that Tommy didn't go off before Dina and Ellie like he did in the game. Again, they seem to be going a slightly different direction with him in the show than in the game. He seems more of a family kind of person. They're more responsible. I just thought it would be very out of character for him not to go after them, but I'm guessing he will later on in the series, but I would have preferred if he went off at the beginning. I'm also not sure where they're taking the Ellie and Dina relationship. As I said, I like the relationship building between them, but then nothing's really happened between them. Like, I thought something was going to happen in the 10th, but it seems Dina's still, like, with Jesse for now. I guess they're just trying to take it a bit more slow, which is fine. I'm sure their relationship will take the next level in a later episode. I've already given my thoughts on Bella Ramsey as Ellie, and the scene in the hospital from the beginning wasn't great, I thought. And I'd have liked to see her more rage-filled and angry like in the game, but hopefully we'll see that in the coming episodes as she fights loads of wolves. I may make a separate video on the problems of Bella Ramsey acting as her. I thought it was fine in Season 1. It's just Season 2, she just seems to struggle in certain aspects. And obviously the psychiatrist is just there, I guess. I don't really know what she's used for. I'm sure she'll be forgotten about within a few episodes, but yeah. Overall, whilst it wasn't the most exciting episode, I actually really did like it. I know it's weird, but it may be on par with the last episode, but for different reasons. Last episode was very action-packed and kept you kind of glued to the screen, which whilst is good, I just didn't like a lot of the choices they made in the last episode, as I mentioned. Here, I was actually just really invested in the story, and I like where they took it. I mean, the main problem of the second game was just the order of events. Like, Ellie's 3 days in Seattle was easily my favourite part of the game. That was so good, and we're getting to that now, so it should only be up from here. Apart from day 3 with Abby. Day 3 with Abby is amazing as well. Anyway, I hope you liked the video. If you did, please consider subscribing, because I'm doing this weekly. I think I'll be making a You Season 5 review. Should be up sometime this week. But yeah, make sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.